how we're keeping. It's David O'Connor here from Doc Fitness, and as you've seen on the whiteboard, I'm going shooting a quick video on how basically not to get fat over Christmas, and it's the Irish version of it, because there is a lot of these videos out there. If you even go to YouTube, type it in or Google it, there's going to be blogs, videos, YouTube's popping up over this year and this time of year. I've even done it myself last year, and the problem with them is they're just generic, simplistic stuff, and I wanted to give you like a real opinion that I have when it comes to the Christmas, and what to expect over it as well, because there's a few simple takeaways you can take from this to enjoy your Christmas as perfectly normal, but also as well just to kind of mentally come over it in a better light, because a lot of people have that little guilt trip during it and after it, and that has the potential to set you up for let's say habits and routines going forward after that you don't want. So let's get my whiteboard and we'll get into it. Now, just to kind of put this out as well, this is stating the fact that you do already train throughout the week, and you might be at least starting with something with your health and fitness stuff. You're trying to eat better, train, whatever it is. So that's kind of like a precursor to the video. But anyhow, the Irish Guide to Christmas and how to not get fat. It comes with a lot of stuff. It comes back to these things with the mental outlook that people have and stuff. And that's just being self-aware with this stuff. Like knowing kind of the way you think in relation to training and food and what kind of triggers it to do X, Y, or Z. There's just the mindset aspect of it all. So self-awareness when it comes to drink is that it's just being mindful about what's going to happen that night. And I'll talk a bit more now in a minute about how you can get a bit strategic with leading up to a night out, and my coach James has done a blog from last week as well. But basically, with drinks, look, if you're somebody who loves pints, right, the fact is that when you knock back a lot of pints, there's a lot of calories in them. The smarter option here is to go for a spirit, alright? But again, not everyone's going to follow that, so the easiest way you can do that, the best option you could do, maybe have a couple of pints, but then go on a couple of spirits. Pace yourself, be mindful of the alcohol you're consuming, and already you've made things 10 times better, probably less of a hangover the next day as well. But the key with that is you're saving a lot of calories. That's why I put in there low cap. Look, the option is there, just be a bit more self-aware of the drink. Know that if you drink this way or this way, that this one will probably be in line with your goals, the lower calorie options, whereas the other one won't. Let's say just pints, for example. And then what I put in here, sneaky pint, that just basically means try and get in a sneaky pint of water throughout the night out. None of your friends have to know, the family has to know if you're embarrassed to show it, like, but honest to God, try and get in a sneaky pint where you can, because that's going to set you up for the next day as well, and try and at least limit the dehydration that's going to happen the next day. Again, just a simple little tip. A lot of people already know, but do you do it? Probably not. Again, this has to be back in line with your goal. If you're trying to drop body fat coming to Christmas, or even after Christmas, that will be your goal. This is smart to do that, and it's not going to deprive you either. It doesn't mean not drink. It just means if you're someone who drinks, so say 10 pints, maybe have 3 and then go on some spirits, something like that instead, just to limit the damage a bit better. In terms of exercise, not many people bother doing it over that, we'll say the Christmas week, and the way it's fallen this year, it's like a week and a half from Christmas Day all up to the New Year. But basically, what my recommendations that we always do for these ones is train hard the weeks leading up to Christmas as best you can. Yes, you're going to be busy and everything else, but make it a priority coming to Christmas so you can train hard. And for that week, then 10 days, just relax with it, like. So that's why I put in train hard, chill, and then run. Over the Christmas, there's a lot of like 30k runs and 5k runs going on. Get out for a run, get out for a walk, maybe even try and make the gym once over that Christmas period. We were actually coming back in here after Christmas Day, maybe 3 or 4 days later, to come in for a session with our members, and then they're back into the new year again after that. We've been back after that. But that's just setting us up for the new year, and mentally just getting a break from it all, because you know how much beneficial is getting out for a walk or run is. And what that, the knock-on effect that again as well is, that's going to burn more calories. Yes, you can be trying to be anal about all this stuff and try and get as many training sessions as you can over the Christmas, but let's be realistic here with the family and kids. Even looking at one day of the Christmas could be out of the question for someone. That's fine. Again, I just want to show you what you can do, like, and what we do. The last one then is the food side of things. A very, very simple tip when it comes down to the days of the Christmas when you're eating itself and try and not knock back a full box of celebrations is, when you get your Christmas dinner, try and eat the veg first. Then kind of try and have the bulk of the spuds there as well, because that is going to fill you up to the brim and you're not going to be as hungry after it. Again, a very, very simple tip. Do you do it? Probably not. Do you eat that much veg in the first place? Probably not. And again, look, it's there. It doesn't mean that you're going to magically do this over Christmas or change things over Christmas. It's just a tactic that you can do with actual meals to maybe have you so full for later on in the day that you don't start knocking back everything with the sun. Because I used to sit down and literally eat a full box of rolls on Christmas Day and the days after as well, and it would compound over a week, like, and then before I know it, 3 months has passed and you haven't done a tap. So this is why I'm putting on this video in the first place. So In terms of as well, like Christmas Day should not be a day where you try to sit down and literally stuff the living face off yourself and be so full that you're sick. Yes, it's a day for party for stuffing yourself, but there's a difference between stuffing yourself kind of just because you enjoy it with friends and family and eating and whatnot, and really not thinking about it. But and then there's the other side of actually doing it purposely, so because you've been so restricted in your food throughout the year, throughout the weeks, that you feel the need to absolutely binge Christmas and all the weeks and days after that. Like, it's not just Christmas Day, it's the weeks and days after. I don't want to sound here that I don't enjoy myself on Christmas Day, like it's not the case. It's just that if you restrict yourself so much that you feel the need to absolutely binge to hell and high water, something is wrong there again. And you don't want that mental guilt after anyway. So have your sweets, have your chocolates, have all that stuff for Christmas Day. I'm just saying there's tactics you can put in play. It doesn't mean that you have to wait till Christmas Day, you know, and kind of restrict yourself up to it and then eat and whatever. And some people do that. And that is where as well, I think things like going for the run the days after the walks, it's going to just burn off a few of those extra calories you've consumed as well. It's perfectly fine, like. But then another one that you can do is, and this is if you're serious about not being up a crazy with pounds after the Christmas. Yes, you need to probably accept the fact that you're going to be up a few pounds, but it's the difference between being up 2 to 3 pounds and would say 5 to 10 pounds is probably the next tip I'm going to show you. If you're going out on these nights and you're not really taking into account your daily food intake the days and weeks before, we'll say, you will be up more pounds. It's as simple as that. Like, you will have gained more fat after Christmas. But what James has talked about in his latest blog on borrowing calories and calorie economics, as he called it, it's a very, very easy way of thinking of your food as currency and how you can kind of save up currency and spend it on the days when you're out, let's say over Christmas or whatever it is, or if you're going to the beer tent to Galway. I will link up to that blog in this video, but read that if you haven't read it yet. But again, it comes back to being self-aware. What are the main 3 takeaways I've talked about there? Probably the biggest one is the simple tip with drink, alright? The second biggest one is what to do with the exercise side of things. Don't feel guilty if you don't, and don't think that you're a weirdo if you do train over Christmas either. And the last one when it comes to the food, it's knowing that you don't need to restrict yourself chocolate-wise and then binge in these certain days a year and then feel guilty of it and then fool yourself thinking you have a sweet tooth. It's knowing how to structure your food in the days, which is kind of completely irrelevant to this video, but like that's why I'm talking about borrowing stuff here. If you can save more calories for the days where you're going to eat more, you're laughing. Veg and spuds is just a simple tactic you can do in the days you're having a lot of food. Try and eat the veg and spuds predominantly first, we'll say. This will keep you fuller for longer. Eat even more than that. Because if you eat a meal and you just kind of eat, let's say, the nice savoury stuff and the sweetie stuff first, and you eat it fast, the signals are not going to get your brain to keep you full, or to kind of fill you up. That's why the spuds and the veg works well with that. But then again, look, think bigger picture here. It's Christmas, it's a time to enjoy yourself, and you'll be getting back on track after this again. This is kind of more of a video for how to mentally approach nights out these times of year in general, and not to be on a negative downer after Christmas because you've gained so much weight or you haven't exercised, and that's going to creep into the new year, and then you might set a resolution and you give up 2 weeks later and the guilt trip is on you again. It's to kind of get you out of that thinking, think bigger picture, think of the long term of this. A couple of weeks over Christmas, go and enjoy yourself, have fun, drink up, be merry, etc, etc. If you want to be smart about it in certain ways without taking away from the Christmas, there's some tiny little takeaways you can take from this video. Otherwise, have a great Christmas and we shall chat to you soon. Now, I'm not sure if anybody will even take away any stuff from that, but again, don't get it kind of twisted here. The stuff is there if you want to take it. I kind of do this stuff subconsciously anymore that I don't even think of it like. Because the last thing you want to be doing on Christmas Day is thinking about this stuff and thinking, oh, I have to do this, or I have to do this, or I have to exercise. You don't want that shit like in your head. But again, if you have these patterns and habits ingrained, they should be there. That is why I shot that video. If you like it, guys, give it a like, give it a share. If you have any friends that should hear it or you think it's beneficial to them, tag them here as well. And that is me. Have a great Christmas, as I've already said, and we shall chat to you soon. Bye bye.